The car count hasn't been as high, but it's all good stuff.
The quality went up.
The quality is insane. There's every one of those cars on that list right there is an A main car. Every one of them.
That's going to be some fierce competition.
And last year, the racing was, oh my gosh. You go back and look at the videos we posted, the in-car videos, and phenomenal racing.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be great. And Scott, he's happy to have us now. I also spoke with Jake Gallardo out of New Mexico. They are kind of sort of going. They're still haven't made their decision yet, but we were talking with them earlier, and he's talking about going. I said, "Do you bring in the late model? You bring in the model?" He says, "If we're coming to the Bud Nationals, we're bringing a late model." So,
Gallardo's typically race USRA with their in the modified. So, I would assume that those boys.
So now they were there a couple years ago, and have you ever seen their equipment in person?
Not in person.
They bring good stuff.
I mean,
they found they were pretty successful there. They had a pretty good run. I mean, it's I'm sure it's a lot like where they're from. You know, slick tracks. They're used to the heat and the slick tracks. He didn't give us a yes or a no. He said we're thinking about it. Let me. Typical race car driver.
Let's sort this out.
I get a hold of him. I said, "Hey, bud," I said, Are you coming up to the Bud Nationals next month?" What do you think the first thing he said was?
No idea.
Who the hell is this calling me?
No. He knew who he was talking to.
Corey
but,
who?
Wait, honestly, what do you think the first thing he said was?
That's a stupid question.
He said, like 90 out of 100 race car drivers will say, "What's it pay?" And I said, "Well, here's the flyer. Here's the advertised payouts for both nights. Boom, boom, boom." He says, "Yeah, we might be coming up." So hopefully we see him.
What is
Sounds
the payout?
promising.
I've got it posted. It was posted on Moxie. We have night number 1 is $150 to start. Okay. And it's $1,500 to win night 1, 1,000, 700, 650, 600, 500, 450, 400, 350, 300, 250, 200, and 150 on back. That's night number 1. Now, night number 2 is $3,000 to win, $300 to start. Okay? So night number 2 is $3,000 to win, $1,500 for second, 8, 7, 6, 550, 500, 454, 350, 300 on back. Not bad. I mean, if you're going to go, you might as well go both nights and at least get a feel for the track and kind of get an idea of what you're doing to take a shot at the 3,000.
Yeah, get some time on the track, get some seat time, and see what you can do.
Now, that's late model. I've got some information on that for the modifieds. Do you have that up there, Joel?
I can probably pull it up here. I'm just amazed by the late models.
That's a good list of drivers.
It really is. So both nights to win, it's $1,500. 30-lap main on Friday night, 40-lap on Saturday night. It is an IMCA sanctioned, IMCA rules.
It is, and they are
full effect.
They are, and I'm telling you right now, if your car is off a little bit, they're going to find it.
If you weigh 24.49, you're gonna get popped. These guys are on point.
They are. They got. I mean, you're talking about IMCA. The big guys are there. You're talking about
the real deal.
Yes, and it's.
Wait, you mean Paul Vetter?
Paul Vetter and his gang are gonna. If there's something that's not right on that card, they're gonna find it. I'll promise you. Mike. Oh yeah, Mike, you're right. There is the Saturday lap sponsors that Moxie Media has jumped in on that. We did give $50 for lap number 28. Okay, so this is kind of cool. This is put together by one of the track photographers down there, Stephanie Odom. She wanted to put together a little bonus money, so she's putting together a lap sponsor. I think it's on the second night. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. Second night, $50 a lap. And what they're going to do is whoever leads that lap gets, I think it's 30, 15, or something. She breaks
30, 20, 10.
Something like that, or But she's paying out 3 spots every lap you come across. If you're the leader, you're going to get that money for the lap. If you're second, so in the top 3 spots, that $50 will be spread out. It's kind of a cool idea.
It really is, but is there any significance to the number 28, or is that just the lap that happened to happen?
28, okay. So 28 is Andrew's birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I put that on the go-kart a few years ago, and he runs 28 in his go-kart, so I just figured, well, you know what? Let's run 28. I was going to try to do 1 or 50, but they were both taken. So I said, well, let's go with Andrew's birthday. So we sponsored lap 28.
That's very cool.
Kind of a cool deal. So we're putting up $50 bonus money down there.
Very nice.
25, 15, and 10 for the top 3 spots each lap.
Very nice.
Kind of a cool deal. Mike, if you want to call in, you know the number, 503-862-3478. Talk about the Budweiser Nationals and what Mike's got going on down there. I know he's working hard to put together some stuff. And listen, guys, once again, if you're thinking about going, Holiday Inn Express, the airport location, mention Moxie Media Promotions, you're going to get 15% off your room. We've got several people going that have already taken advantage of that. I know Joey Tanner's been trying. I spoke with Mindy. She's going to call him. Joey, she's going to call you if she hasn't already. There was, it was a crazy thing because Joey was frustrated, and I get it because he called me and says, hey, man, I can't get through to reserve my room, and I want to take advantage of the 15%. I said, okay, let me call Mindy. She's the one we work with. She's in charge of the Moxie Media account down there. And so I call, and the phone does this really weird ring twice and then hangs up. And it does it like 7 or 8 times. I call, like, what is going on? Finally, somebody answers the phone. Here's the crazy thing. This actually happened yesterday. Somebody answers, and I'm like, I can barely hear you. What's going on? She says, I don't know. I can barely hear you. What do you need? The phone was ringing in the elevator. Somebody riding the elevator actually answered the phone and says, let me go tell the desk that you're trying to call. What had happened was somebody had pushed a button on their phone system, and it was ringing. It was ringing into the elevator. So
the emergency phone?
Yeah, so they finally got it figured out. And Joey, if Mindy hasn't called you, she's going to call you tomorrow. We'll get it all worked out. But it's a great place to stay. It's a new place. It was new last year. They got a great breakfast. Do we have Mike Patterson calling in?
We do have Mike Patterson on the line. Mikey, are you there, buddy?
Hey, I'm here. What's up, guys?
We're, Northwest Dirt News, baby. We're just talking dirt track racing, Mike.
Hey, that's the good stuff.
Now tell us, down there I'm hearing it's really hot.
Yeah, it's staying pretty warm out here. It's we had some thunderstorms earlier a couple weeks ago into last week, but everything else since then it's been pretty dry. But I know Scott Schweitzer and his crews diligently working on the track to make sure that it's going to be a good track for both nights. But we know through experience that the tracks are always good when it's 55, 60 cars a night. But when you put 100-plus cars on that and you put 40-plus cars with those big horsepower and those big tires out there, that track's going to get burnt up.
Yeah, it does. It does. Now, we got a message just moments ago that Scott was actually out on the racetrack. And what were they doing? Scott Schweitzer and those guys were actually on the racetrack prepping. They're actually down there working right now as we speak. Those guys are hardcore when it comes to their...
Oh, yeah. They go out there midweek. They'll drop, wooden stakes into the ground to check moisture. They'll go out there. They've got a guy. He's like a agricultural chemist who goes out and takes the soil samples of the track.
We met him. That they actually do that all the time.
Yeah, they do it almost once a month. They go out there and they'll pull soil samples to see, if there's too much nitrogen in the track, or there's too much sand in the track, or whatever other chemicals could be in the track. And then he gives Scott, hey, this is what you need to put inside your water truck. These are the chemicals that need to go in it. So when you spray it down there, these will work for it.
That's
and
it. That's how we met this guy last year.
Absolute science.
Like I said, prepping a racetrack, it ain't easy.
Scott Schweitzer does something with his racetrack that I have never seen or heard of another track owner doing. When race season ends, do you know what he does?
What?
Plants grass seed on the track.
Really?
And all winter long, the track is grass.
Wild grass seed.
That's interesting.
Not your store-bought Home Depot
No.
bluegrass stuff. This is wild grass seed that he puts out there.
And right before race season, they get out there and
deeper roots. It pulls moisture up from deeper into the ground, and it returns it back into the ground a whole lot better than just your normal front yard grass seed.
It's the craziest thing, but he does that every year. And then right before race season, they get out there and they till it up and turn it all in, and it.
Yep, him and his family, they go out there like they're, Easter egg hunting, or they're out there as, flower carols in a wedding and just start dumping seed all over the place.
It's crazy.
I need to talk to him while we're down there. I want to know what kind of grass he's using.
I don't know, but it's the craziest thing to see pictures of Bakersfield Speedway. It's just the track is grass. I'm not kidding.
Hey, Joel, I'm going to tell you right now, he ain't going to tell you what he's using.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if he doesn't. Mike,
come on now, he's a racer first.
You were listening to the show and you heard the list of drivers that are pre-registered. What did you think about that?
You were just listing off the top 10 from last year's race.
Man, there's some serious competition this year.
Oh yeah, and the things you guys got to remember. Your guy did it this year. Went back east and ran. Cody Laney went back east and ran last year. Well, ever since then, he's been on a tear.
Cody Laney finishing the top 20 at the Super Nationals in Boone this year.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
if you're going back there and you're competing with those guys, you're no slouch, and you've got to have, a ton of confidence and a ton of knowledge, because you'll learn things out there at those racetracks that those guys, out here in California and on the West Coast, most people have full-time 40-hour-a-week jobs, plus they work on their race cars on the weekend. Back east, some of those guys, that's their job, is they work on those race cars.
Well,
and they work on the tracks, and they figure out what works and what doesn't.
When you're racing 4 to 5 nights a week, as opposed to once or twice at best,
exactly.
You go to the next level. And we saw that with Justin Duty. Saturday night at Willamette Speedway, started at the back of the pack, drove to the front and got the win. Just barely beat out Joey Tanner and what I would probably call the late model race of the year. Fantastic race.
Just listening to him last weekend talk on the radio.
Yeah.
Compared to,
here's the thing.
When I met him at the Clare Cup.
And maybe you notice
his
this.
Confidence level in talking and his knowledge of what he was talking about. You can hear it, that he was more confident about everything he was talking about. It wasn't just, hey, yeah, I did this to the bar, or I added this to the tire. It was, no, with this happening, this is what happens,
right,
and so on and so forth. And it's more than just reading a book. He lived the book.
Yeah. Here's the thing, too, that I noticed watching Justin, and you might have noticed this when Cody got back from, he was doing there when him and Ethan went back to the Midwest and back east racing. I noticed Justin Duty was much, much more aggressive. I don't mean aggressive as towards, racing other drivers, but much more aggressive attacking the racetrack.
I've noticed this from Cody and Ethan both. They are patiently aggressive.
That's a great way that's a great description right there.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic description. Patiently aggressive. Because what I saw Justin do the other night was I had never seen Justin drives hard, great, talented race car driver, but what he did Saturday night was something that I had never seen him do before. And I think that
Corey,
is...
You can vouch for this, too. When you get into a fast car and you race fast people, when you go back to local racing, not saying that they're not fast, everything seems to slow down a little bit.
Well, you learn you have to race as hard as those guys do.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you learn how to do that and you bring it back to your home track where not everybody else has had that experience, I think you're and I don't want to say it in a bad way, but you're kind of on the next level. You've gained.
It's with any sport.
Right.
When you start playing at the peak, and you're playing at their speed, at their aggressiveness, with their knowledge. When you come back to play, your friends, everything slows down a little bit. The game seems a little slower. You see things a little different. You can pick and choose a little better. And I think that's what's happening with a lot of these guys that go back east. They go, they learn, and then when they come back, they realize, hey, I see everything in a different light now.
Exactly.
Different situations.
It's like going back and having Roger Clemens pitch to you for all season long as a baseball player, and then you come back and you're playing Little League,